Hi, today you will be doing Mod 4, Lesson 5 on exponents. I am in the building today. I am just meeting with the other 6th grade math teachers. So I hope you can watch this video and understand the lesson. This is what we call a base. This is a base number. And this is what we call an exponent, what we're learning about today. And this term is read as 6 to the third power. Okay, hopefully you're taking notes along with the video. Okay, 6 to the third power looks like this. It means this exponent tells you how many of the base that you have. So I have 3 6s, and exponents are repeated multiplication. Okay, so it's 6 to the third power is 6 times 6 times 6. I'm also going to tell you how to evaluate this or solve for it. I use what's called the check mark technique. I underline the first 2 factors. 6 times 6 is 36. Okay, and then I check mark because I have to do now 36 times 6. Please feel free to use your calculator as you're moving along with this lesson. 36 times 6 gives you an answer of 216. Okay? So that's your introduction to exponents. There are some special exponents that are read in different forms, and they're right here. Okay, 5 to the second power can be read as 5 squared. And if you look at a square, squares are 2-dimensional, and hopefully you write all of this in your notes. The 2 dimensions of a square are length and width. And they would have the same length because all of the sides of a square are the same. So it would be 5 for a length, 5 for a width. That's why they call that 5 squared. Because if you were going to find the area of that square, you would do 5 times 5 or length times width. Okay, so it's 5 squared or 5 to the second power. And 5 times 5 or 5 squared has a value of 25. Okay. 5 to the third power, squared, 2-dimensional, 3-dimensional, that is a cube. Okay, so that is read as 5 cubed. Please write down everything that I'm writing up here in your notes. Okay, cubes also have equal length sides. Okay, so if you can't find the area of this whole figure, you can find the area of the faces. But if you found the volume of the shape or how much fits inside, you have 3 dimensions. You would have length, you would have width, and you would have height. So let's say it's 5 length, 5 width, 5 height. To find the volume, you would do 5 to the third power, or 5 times 5 times 5, which can also be read as 5 cubed. 5 times 5 gives you 25, and 25 times 5, if you're using the check mark technique, is 125. Okay? 5 to the first power tells you that you have 1 5. Okay, so it's just 5. And 5 to the 0 power is very interesting. So I'm going to write 5 to the second power, 5 to the first power, 5 to the 0 power. I'm going to stick 5 to the third power. And I'm going to make a table for you so you can physically see what you're doing. So we calculated that 5 to the third power is 125. 5 to the second power, 25. 5 to the first power is 5. Well, if you look, you're actually scaling this down, okay? I want to see what I'm dividing by. So I'm going to take out my calculator. 125 divided by 25. That means I'm doing 125 divided by 5 to get 25. Now, 25, if we did the same pattern, divided by 5 gives you 5. And 5 divided by 5 gives you what? It's 1. So anything to the 0 power is always 1. Okay, I love that. Okay, so let's do some examples together before I send you to Educanon. Okay, write each multiplication problem using exponential notation, then evaluate the expression if possible. I have the base number of 5. It's repeated in multiplication 1, 2, 3, 4 times, so this is 5 to the 4th power. Again, I'm going to use the check mark technique. 5 times 5 is 25. Feel free to use your calculator. 25 times 5 is 125. And then I'm going to check mark it again because I have one more times 5. So it's 125 times 5. When I evaluate this expression, it gives me an answer of 625. Okay, the next one. This base number being repeated is 2. It's being repeated 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 times. Okay, so that's 2 to the 6th power. I'm going to use my check mark. 2 times 2 is 4. 4 times 2 is 8. 8 times 2 is 16. 16 times 2 is 32. And 32 times 2 is 64. Okay? So let's go on to the next ones. Okay, this one is going to be y to the 5th power. And we cannot evaluate this expression because we don't know the value of y. Okay, so we're going to scroll down. Okay, write each exponential notation as a problem using repeated multiplication. Then evaluate it. Okay, so this is 4 to the 5th power. That means this base number repeats 5 times. I always do that first. And I know this is an exponent. Exponents are repeated multiplication. You're repeating a number in multiplication. 4 times 4, 16. 16 times 4 is 64. 64 times 4, ooh, let's use our calculator. 256. Now I'm going to do 256 times my last 4. You're going to get 1,024. That is the 4 to the 5th power is evaluated to be 1,024. Now this 7 is being repeated 3 times. Exponents are repeated multiplication. 7 times 7 is 49. 49 times 7 I think is 343. But let's check. It is. The better you get at these, the more you do them, some are just going to start to come to your head, okay? H to the 4th power. This means I have 4 H's. And exponents are repeated multiplication, okay? And we can't evaluate this expression because we don't know the value of H. It doesn't tell us, okay? If you haven't listened to me at all this video, listen now. This is the whole point of the last 4 lessons we've done. What's the difference between 3g and g to the 3rd power? Well, both of them have 3 g's. But you need to be able to understand something. You need to be able to understand 3 times g. Multiplication is the same as repeated addition. So you have plus signs for multiplication. Multiplication is repeated addition. In exponents, you have 3 g's in repeated multiplication because exponents are repeated multiplication. Okay, and you may now go to your Educanon and good luck.